According to the Webster Dictionary, a conspiracy is a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. The dictionary gives the example of a conspiracy to destroy the government. According to the Webster Dictionary, theory is a supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Darwin's theory of evolution or Einstein's theory of relativity are two of the most popular examples of scientific theories known to mankind. Those theories are grounded in scientific evidence and facts. Now that we have our two clearly defined terms, what happens when we put them together? Today, we're looking at why conspiracy theories are a dangerous thing for anyone. You do not want to miss this. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. First up, we'll look at how a simple, innocent theory can evolve into a conspiracy theory. What distinguishes a theory from a conspiracy theory is actually quite simple to spot. The hallmark signs of a bona fide theory can be found in the facts and evidence used to support it. Likewise, it can be easy to spot conspiracy theories because when you look for the facts and evidence to support them, they are noticeably absent and non-existent. As a result, when it comes to conspiracy theories, it's fairly simple for reasonable, rational people to spot them and call them out. For instance, take the 9/11 was an inside job conspiracy theory, or the Epstein didn't kill himself theory. Both of these bogus conspiracy theories have spread around the world like a brush fire thanks to things like social media. What both of the aforementioned theories have in common is that neither of them is supported by any real facts or evidence, and both can be easily debunked. There are absolutely zero shreds of evidence to support them, and those who toil to advance such theories are living in some sort of alternate reality. Up next, we'll talk about the 9/11 was an inside job conspiracy theory. Everyone who lived through the experience of the 9/11 terror attacks knows where they were when it happened and what they were doing. It was a horrific day that will live on in infamy in the hearts and minds of millions of people around the world. To add insult to injury, conspiracy theorists thought it would be a good idea to push the baseless supposition that George Bush himself and his administration deliberately planned, orchestrated, and executed the events of 9/11. And of course, the conspiracy theorists did this without having a single shred of evidence to support their outlandish claims. While there does appear to be some evidence to suggest there was an intelligence failure among the nation's national security apparatus, to say that they played an active role in the orchestration and execution of the attacks is patently absurd, and as is always the case, not supported by any factual evidence at all. Next up, we'll take a look at the famed Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy. There's a good chance that you've heard of the infamous American financier, conman, and convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. At the time of his death on August 10, 2019, Epstein had a net worth in excess of $500 million. Epstein was known for having rubbed elbows with the richest and most powerful people in the world, including Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and a slew of famous celebrities that are too numerous to list here. A few weeks before his death, Epstein was found unconscious in his jail cell. He showed signs of injuries to his neck area and believed that he was the victim of an attack. Yet prison guards deemed it an attempted suicide, and Epstein was placed in a special housing area with a special requirement that guards check on him every 30 minutes. 3 weeks later, he was found dead in his cell of an apparent hanging. Conspiracy theorists wasted no time in advancing the theory that Epstein had been murdered in order to prevent him from being able to implicate some very powerful people, mainly the Clintons. Now, to be fair, the circumstances surrounding Epstein's death do seem suspicious. However, there's absolutely zero evidence to prove that a homicide occurred. Therefore, at present, the Epstein murder theory by default is just another run-of-the-mill, wild conspiracy theory and nothing more. Up next, we'll talk about how the mind of your average conspiracy theorist ticks. Perhaps some of the most popular earlier examples of conspiracy theories at work can be found in Nazi Germany. The Nazi propaganda machine used such theories to debase their political rivals and opponents. The architect of Hitler's propaganda wing, Joseph Goebbels, was utterly shameless in his pursuit to warp the minds of German citizens. Goebbels would advance some of the most ludicrous and vile theories in order to turn the German public sentiment against Jews, blacks, gypsies, and pretty much anyone else that wasn't of a pure Aryan bloodline. At the time, the main modes of media were radio and print. Goebbels would use these mediums to push the idea that Jews, blacks, gypsies, and other groups were literally subhuman, and pushed bogus scientific theories that were clearly baseless and manufactured in order to liken the minorities to animals such as rats and other beasts. Despite the obviously ridiculous nature of these theories, they had the desired effect and ultimately served the Nazi Party's goal of warping German minds and getting them to support support the party's sadistic agenda. Next up, we'll talk about how conspiracy theories are used as political weapons in the 21st century. Today, conspiracy theories are used mainly by individuals or groups as a means of attacking specific public figures or political candidates and their parties. For example, the Epstein conspiracy theory was designed essentially to attack the Clintons. And if you're curious to know just how low conspiracy theorists are willing to go, you're about to get your answer. Perhaps one of the most shameless and vile conspiracy theories ever advanced in the United States was the one about the mass shooting that took place at Sandy Hook Elementary School 11 days before Christmas in 2012. Pro-gun groups spread the baseless theory that the event, which took the lives of a total of 26 people, including the lives of 20 children ages 6 and 7, was a carefully orchestrated left-wing plot that was carried out by the government in order to bring in tighter gun control legislation. Again, a baseless, patently absurd conspiracy theory that is, of course, supported by zero evidence. In addition to experiencing something that no parent should ever have to experience, parents of the slain children had to endure hearing conspiracy theories, such as the shooting itself never happened and that the victims who were allegedly slain were paid actors, all part of an elaborate film production and hoax. So it's best to always keep in mind that conspiracy theories are oftentimes spread in order to advance some sort of calculated political agenda. Next up, we'll discuss other examples of conspiracy theories gone wild. In our humble opinion, this next conspiracy theory takes the prize as one of the most ridiculous theories ever advanced in the annals of conspiracy theory history and stupidity: the flat earth theory. Because it's so absurd, it's honestly difficult to know where to start with this one. The fact that people will argue that the earth is flat and not round in 2021 until they are blue in the face is absolutely mind-boggling and defies all scientific logic and methodology. The movement has grown considerably thanks to YouTube and has amassed a ton of followers. Many of these so-called flat earth gurus or experts use these things called proofs as supporting evidence for their theory. However, some of these proofs are nothing more than a paragraph about how the earth can't be round because the horizon looks flat, or the one about how water cannot be contained in a round shape. Right. Well, we're not even going to dignify these arguments with a response, so we're going to move on now. Finally, we'll discuss the lethal dangers that are posed by conspiracy theories. Some conspiracy theories are much more dangerous than others. Take the flat earth theory, for instance. Apart from the harm caused by lowering the IQs of a few thousand people, the theory in and of itself is not dangerous. It's so absurd that reasonable and rational people don't take it seriously and simply laugh at it. Other conspiracy theories can have deadly, real-world consequences. The danger posed by conspiracy theories also depends largely on who is disseminating them. Are we talking about some 40-year-old dude living in his mother's basement with a blog? Or are we talking about a guy in a suit working in the Oval Office? Because conspiracy theories advanced by the latter can have much deadlier consequences. We mentioned the Nazi propagandist theories, which led to extreme horror and brutality, but more recently, during the Trump administration's tenure, the lethality of conspiracy theories was felt by Americans right at home. After disgraced former President Donald J. Trump advanced the baseless theory that the election was rigged and stolen from his supporters, an armed mob thirsty for blood invaded and attacked the nation's capital, resulting in the deaths of at least one insurrectionist who was shot in the chest and 2 police officers, one who was beaten and died of his injuries and another who took his own life. That will always be number 45's legacy. In the Middle East, Iraqis might say they felt the lethality of conspiracy theories as well, after former President Bush and Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld advanced the theory that Saddam Hussein was 1. Hiding weapons of mass destruction, and 2. Providing support and safe haven to al-Qaeda. This resulted in the U.S. invading the sovereign nation in 2003 without the UN's approval. The invasion led to the deaths of an incalculable number of civilians. Make no mistakes, folks. While some conspiracy theories can be silly and funny, others can be downright deadly. And while it's good to question things, some things are less deserving of such scrutiny. Things like whether or not the earth is flat, or even worse, questioning whether or not a horrific mass shooting took the lives of 20 children 11 days before Christmas. In these instances, such questions are better left unasked. Thank you for listening and watching. Please click like and subscribe to our channel. More exciting and informative videos are on the way.